What's up, guys? Welcome back to the That's So Dev podcast. My name is Dev. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate you. We got some tea to get into, but before we get into this tea, make sure you go ahead and follow me at That's So Dev on Twitter, Instagram, and literally everywhere else, including YouTube and Blue Sky. Now, we have some tea to get into, and look, we're familiar with the Drake and Kendrick Lamar situation, right? Obviously, I'm still streaming Kendrick. Obviously, I'm still streaming Drake. You know what I mean? Because in beefs, honestly, that shit personally ain't got shit to do with me. No shade. It don't. Right? They can go back and forth, say whatever. I may agree with Kendrick a lot. I may agree with Drake often, but I'm still going to stream both of their music at the end of the day. Simple, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You don't see anything on social media that's, like, oh, you don't need to be trying to, all this bullshit about how you probably shouldn't be streaming Drake's music or how you probably shouldn't be streaming Kendrick's music. There's just no social media complex of the beef that you have to worry about, right? Now, let me shift gears a little bit, right? And we go into the female rap spectrum. Now, let's look at Meg and Nicki. Let's look at the Meg and Nicki situation, right? Now, because what I find interesting about the whole situation with Meg and Nicki, and I'm just going to dip into this just very quickly and then go out because I don't want to get back into the details. God knows how many times we've chatted about it already, but we go back to the situation where Meg is on her live, she's drinking, she's tipsy, she's feeling herself, she's begging the Barbs to tell Nicki to get on her live because they're live at the same time, and eventually that happens after the Barbs get Nicki to collab with Megan on a live, and Meg is really begging to get Nicki on this song. She really wants Nicki on her song. And she's calling her the queen of rap and talk about she write her shit and all this tea and all this shit. She's having a good key and everything. And then it comes to a point where, she gets the song, everything happens, blah, 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 blah. And after the song happens and, she begins to create and formulate a friendship with Cardi, you see the queen of rap, blah, 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 and all this shit dies down. You see her really level the field with how she had been talking about the queen of rap prior to her getting the song. And so you see an energy shift in it because now you have somebody who felt like, she, in a way, it felt like that Nicki did get Meg, and it felt like there was a true friendship being formed. And I think that Nicki wanted that friendship as well, because that's not what she truly had coming in, and that's constantly what she ends up doing regardless of how any situation with a female rapper ends up turning out. And so the situation with Meg is kind of interesting because Meg will say to this day she has no idea what the issue is, but the biggest thing about it is that Meg doesn't recognize the things that she has done over a period of time, starting with that very live with them filming the video. And then with the neon print outfits and stuff matching in the Hot Girl Summer video. Look, I'm not getting into the tea. You know what the details of the tea are. We know what the details of the tea are. And looking back on it and knowing the context of which we know, we see how that played out in a different light than what we've known it to actually be. And I just don't recall anybody ever really taking any accountability for that. It's just like, well, I don't know what the issue is. And then the switching up aspect of it, I don't know what the issue is. Because it's not that big of a deal to her. You know what I mean? Somebody was impacted by your actions, and you're essentially just kind of like moving on. I mean, you don't owe anybody anything, fine, whatever. But you also can't expect the fallout or reaction to those things to just be all holly golly and sunshine and rainbows. Like, you know, like some people, you're not going to be able to just be how you are to them, because a lot of people won't call you out. A lot of people won't cut you off. You know what I mean? A lot of people will just keep it casual. Because a lot of bitches these days seem to be, and not even these days, but like over the past 10 years especially, and this could be probably forever since this shit been going on, but people love to hang around the people that they talk shit about. And I don't get it. I just don't understand that whole aspect of things. But, you know, this situation to me, it's much deeper than what people think. I mean, it's been years of Meg not being able to take accountability for the stuff that she has done, because there's this blanket of protection over her because of what she's been through, to where because we're all human, we all do shit, right? Our actions do impact other people, and that is a reality of it. But you can't ever seem to really clock her tea without somebody making it about something totally different. And so now we have this situation where, well, the queen's not fucking with horses, like, you know, since Christopher Reeves. And we got this going, you know what I mean? Now it's been put into the music after time and time again of shit being done to you. And, you know, this is just stacking on top of something else where there's constantly somebody being put in a position by a label or whatever to where they want to get their own Nicki. And a lot of people are misguided when they think about the whole, they want to make a new Nicki. Nobody's saying that you want to be Nicki. But what these labels want, they want a piece of Nicki's pie. Nicki runs the female rap revenue. And if you don't think these men in collars in these offices who probably don't listen to the music that they want released, girl, be fucking for real. They want that money. This is all about the monopoly. This is all about the money. And Nicki holds power in this monopoly, and they don't want her to. So what they want to do is they want to try to create their own Nicki. They want to create a girl that they can put in the center of the presence of the music industry and put her on a feature over there, like Nicki's feature run. They want to recreate that because that's how they really bring in that revenue. Even if this girl's not selling her albums, if they can throw her on the features and they can gain some of that revenue, that's what they're going to do. And that's what they consistently do on a regular basis. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree, but that's factual, bitch. I am just saying they want a piece of her pie, and a lot of them don't understand it, and that's why people like Cardi, they get so personal about that in itself, because they feel like people are looking at them as if, well, you know, you're an industry plant, right? That's the word being thrown out. You're an industry plant. So the label doesn't really believe in you. You're just being propped up to be used as a pawn for them, essentially. And they get butthurt about it. They don't know all the context surrounding that. So they truly believe that what's happening for them is just naturally happening, but it's a machine behind them that's actually moving. And a lot of people don't get that. And if you notice, every year there's always a different female rapper that has taken Nicki's spot. Each year there has to be a new one, and each time she shut that shit down. But you know, when it comes to the whole Meg situation, it's different, right? And here's why it's different. Meg actually raps. Well, Meg is worthy enough for the queen to, well, let's do the rap battle thing. Let's just say it. Look, I'm just saying. And in the moment that Meg threw that shot, and Nicki was like, okay. Because we all know what shot I'm talking about in Hiss. And Nicki was like, okay, bet. Okay, bet. Let's go. That was supposed to be a moment. It was supposed to be a moment for hip hop. It was supposed to be one of the moments that we're seeing with Drake and Kendrick right now. But that can't seem to happen. Oh, why? Because God forbid Roman pop out on the song. Roman pop out on the fucking song and everybody getting their feelings. Everybody getting their feelings. You can't stream that girl. You can't stream that girl. You fake. There's just so much that is involved with female rap in the beefs that come out of that. Hello? Why can't you have a situation where Meg and Nicki going back and forth and you still stream them? There's still some Meg songs I stream. I don't really stream Meg anymore like that, but it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that she took a shot at Nicki. It really has a lot to do with this, and I'm gonna be completely transparent with this right here, and some people are gonna feel me and some people are not gonna feel me. So the Meg that I really came to know, over the last several years, since 2000 and was it 2017? Was it 2018? I think it was about 2018. That's when I really was beginning to focus on Megan as her music was rolling out and all of that shit. And I just had come to know her as this real bitch who bouted people. You call me out my name, bitch. I'm coming for you. I'm going to eat you up. Blah, 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 blah. Like, the Megan Thee Stallion that I had come to know in the space of rap didn't show up. So in that moment, I felt like the words that you have spoken up until this point don't seem to reflect the energy that you have right here. Because Meg treated the situation with Nicki as if it was another college girl that she could be shady towards and kind of move as if she's better than, rather than looking at it as rap beef, battle rap, the root of rap. Like, that's not how she viewed that, and that's not how she went about it. So she lost respect as a rapper to me on my end. That doesn't take away the songs that I streamed prior that I liked, and I still like a lot of them. But there are also a lot of them that have aged, because a lot of them sound like songs that she releases today. So it's kind of like, okay, now I'm bored because I'm hearing the same things, I'm hearing the same flows. I need you to reinvent yourself and to embark on a different path right now. And I don't really feel like she is. She's obviously on a new path of becoming independent. And here's what we have to know. While her name may be on the checks, right? And she can be labeled independent, she's backed by a machine. She's not independent like Tinashe. We have to make a clear difference with that, because you can see a lot of things that, oh, she did that independent. Two totally different categories here. So, I mean, I just feel like a lot of those situations that, well, Meg had essentially, look, before I say that, here's what I'm going to say. And I want to make this clear. I think that Megan Thee Stallion is a good rapper. I think that Megan Thee Stallion has a lot to learn as a rapper. I don't feel like Megan Thee Stallion has hit her peak yet. But that also depends on her and what route she wants to take, and if she wants to push herself back into that space, because she does have the ability. But I feel like it's going to really take a pushing of her pen, and I just don't get the feeling that Meg pushes her pen. And the situation with Nicki, where they could have had a moment in rap, it could have been a moment for her to push her pen. That was a real moment to prove herself. But she proved herself to be a little punk. And that's very unfortunate. Because the Meg I kinda know ain't no punk. That bitch call you out your name, you come to take her eye. So someone called you out your name, and instead of being a rapper, you decide to go in the media and create narratives, have your publicist create narratives, got Rock Nation throwing out all of these fucking stories. Like, the media battle was insane, because it's like you took the route to try to mentally break somebody instead of stepping into the fucking booth. I'm sorry. You can't respect that. You can't respect that in rap. Come on now. And there's gonna be a lot of people who still love Meg, who still support her, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, if something brings you joy, I'm not knocking you for that. I don't care. I'm talking about me, ho. It's just, you can't have the same caliber of beef with females because everybody wants to get in their feelings. And it's not even one of the things where, oh, females want to get in their feelings, because it's not just females, it's also messy ass men behind it too. Let's be, you have a lot of let's talk about Bigfoot a little bit, right? Oh, Nicki talked about Megan's dead mother, blah, 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 blah. Nicki didn't talk about Megan's dead mother. Nicki said that Megan lied on her dead mother because Megan Thee Stallion went on Good Morning America and swore on her mother that she didn't sleep with Tory Lanez, and she did, and she lied on Good Morning America, and she admitted that. Because why did it matter? You said, why did it matter? If it really didn't matter, why not just be real about it? And a lot of the shit that's in Bigfoot came to light to being true. And that's what a lot of people don't want to admit. A lot of people don't want to admit that Nicki Minaj do be right. And Nicki Minaj may be having some moments. She may have some moments. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, the whole situation with Leanne, I was kind of like, ooh, girl. The whole situation with COVID, I was like, ooh, can't get behind Queen on that one. I don't know. Queen, maybe we need a hiatus, baby. But no, for real. It's beyond me at this point, because even when I have moments of, you sure about that, Nicki? This shit come out and be like, yep, she was right. Each and every time. And no matter what, even if Nicki Minaj proves herself, she does beyond the expectation, no matter what she does, people are still going to make it seem as though she's this washed up person who doesn't have it anymore, who can't sell, who's not selling out these tickets. But look at the album sales, look at that 228K, look at them ticket sales, baby, and look at how hard them songs were fighting back in the midst of Christmas. Well, there are so many of the girls. I mean, again, look at what Meg has been selling. Look at what Lotto has been selling. Look at Cardi's songs. Look at the last 3 songs she released. Where they at? It's giving crickets. So the whole idea that Nicki Minaj is this washed up female rapper, blah, 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 but she's a billion miles ahead of these people. But then when you say that, they're like, well, she should be. She's been doing this forever. And they're like, well, duh, she's been doing this forever. But it's the idea that she's been doing this forever, but she continues to peak, and that makes people mad, right? So any opportunity that they get to tear Nicki Minaj down, they will. And to see someone like Meg have her people really kind of just go in on that, it was wild. That shit was crazy to me. I could not believe that. And then to turn around and then the Grammys accidentally announce? How do you accidentally announce that Barbie World won? You had it on the website, you tweeted it, you had it everywhere. So it's like you can't have beef in female rap because all of this shit is gonna spawn from it. You can't have a true battle rap with Nicki. I mean, you had Remy Ma come out with Sheether and Nicki come out with No Frauds, and then, you know, everybody was able to move on. Look, there's still bitches out there who stream Remy Ma too, so let's not, you know what I mean? I know it's not that many, but there's some out there. I'm just saying. But you had to respect the fact that she put it in the music. That's why, even though Sheether did come out, I feel like that really backfired on Remy. But also, like, you put it in the music. I respect that shit. You know what I mean? I respect when you keep rap about rap. And I feel like you can't do that. It's also kind of interesting to me, though, because you have a lot of situations. People have been trying to make a beef between Nicki Minaj and Doja for years now. It's not going to happen. Doja goes on stage every night screaming, "Thank you, Nicki, I love you." All around the world, having crowds give Nicki her flowers in real time. You can never make me hey ha. Doja is an artist that's not about the beef. Doja's not about battle rapping. Fine, I get it. Whatever. But also, Doja doesn't embody the energy of battle rap. You know what I mean? So, but also at the same time, I feel like she has the capability of it. But it's hard for me to really know that if a moment really came, would Doja indulge? Because it's rap. I don't know that. I question it about a lot of female rappers. I do. Lotto tried, but that shit was just whack. She did. And then she had Cardi hop on that song. And I said, girl, y'all really tried. You did. You did. But the whole situation with Lotto is a totally different thing. It is. Lotto was essentially reading into shit, thinking that shit that wasn't about her was about her, and she made a whole situation that wasn't about her personally, and created this whole social media frenzy. And now people look at Nicki Minaj for how she handled the situation. Like, bitch, look, how many times do y'all expect the motherfucker to sit there if you gonna sit there beating on them? Lotto thinking that tweets from 6 months ago was about her, and the queen of rap was like, girl, I'm talking about somebody on TikTok, and the Barb's got all receipts about it. So it's just kind of interesting, like, like, you see how these beefs turn out versus, okay, look, we have Drake suing UMG, right? He's not suing Kendrick, but he's suing UMG. At first, Kendrick was in there, but I think he had to kind of like shift the narrative because I don't think it's about Kendrick. And look, hear me out, right? Hear me out. I don't think Drake is entirely wrong about UMG. I don't. I'm not going to get into that because I'm definitely not trying to get sued, bitch. But what I will say is, very weird movement in this industry. The way that things are calculated. The way that they put things behind certain artists. I feel like a lot of songs that become big have a structure behind them to make them that way. Do I believe that Not Like Us had some of that behind it? I feel like yes. But I also feel like it became a cultural phenomenon because of what it is in itself. I feel like it's not just one thing. I feel like it's several things. And you know, UMG came back to Drake. They were like, you want to know, but Drake participated into this. Their songs going back and forth, but this song in particular, you know, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, despite them wanting to essentially be like, Okay, there are several other songs that you could have brought up, but you only brought up this one in particular, probably because it is the most potent one in the rap beef, right? it, it it's one of those things where, look, and people aren't gonna like this, but the industry doesn't really like Young Money. The industry doesn't. And I don't know if this has been a conversation or not, but like, I just feel like they've wanted nothing more than to see them all fail. At a certain point, like, because I feel like Drake kind of hit his peak in 2018 when Spotify had his face all over Spotify. Yeah, they don't do that anymore. I mean, even prior to this situation, I mean, I just feel like they're like, okay, now we need to rush people, you know, into this position. I feel like there's a lot of people who have taken the Drake formula and have become stars in their own right, but it's just the fact that they kind of use this formula to really push artists into this space, because there's not another artist out there that's like Drake, to be honest with you. I mean, you can say, oh, they have their sound, blah 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 blah, but Drake in itself and the technique all around that he has, from his singing to his rapping to his creativity and everything, I mean, come on. I don't think anybody can make a Fire Desire and a Hot Like Bling. I don't think anybody can make a Views album. I don't think anybody else can make that shit. Just to be real, that album is phenomenal. But it was a phenomenon. Whatever. Anyway, girl, I can't speak, and I also can't breathe through my nose because allergies. Very nasty work. But you know, it's just interesting to see how the rap beef with males are compared to the females. I mean, come on. What do you mean? You mean that we can't have female, like, come on. I mean, Lil Kim made a whole mixtape called Black Friday Getting At Me. Come on. Where's the fire? Where's the hunger? Nobody want to be the best anymore. They don't. And you hear that all the time. I'm not here trying to be the best. I'm not out here trying to be the queen or whatever. Saucy Santana said that specifically. A lot of people were like, girl, you wouldn't be the queen anyway. I mean, well, you are not a female rapper, but all your girlies are. Just saying. I feel like JT really has what it takes to be that underground battle rapper. I feel like she has what it takes. I feel like it's just going to take some time for her to develop that on her own. And I feel like she is taking that time. You know, she's still releasing her music. You know, the music that she does release, it does connect to people. I mean, okay, charted completely by itself. Don't make a mistake and think that JT cannot do something with her music. She can. She's a great rapper. People love the technique in her rapping. Come on now. I think that I want to see more battle rapping from female rappers. I do, without it being something that's so personal. Get in the booth. Push your pen. That's what I'd love to see. I feel like this situation with Kendrick and Drake made them both better. Well, I truly believe that. And I'd like to see that more. Kendrick, he was right. This was a moment we needed in rap, and we haven't seen it in so long, and we used to see it from all angles. We used to see it from females. We used to see it from males. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we've constantly seen this. But with female rappers, it has to become this huge media fiasco, and it has to come this guilt trip situation where everybody overanalyzes every last fucking lyric. I mean, you have a lyric calling somebody a pedophile all over the world who isn't actually a pedophile, but nobody is butthurt about it. You have so many things said in these songs Nobody's but heard about it. Everybody gabbed, keyed, and went on about their business. Nobody's having think pieces about it. But yet here we are with everything female rapper. Anyway, y'all, that's all I really have to say today, because I mean, what else is there to say? It just don't feel like that people have that fire under them anymore. I mean, bitches used to have to sell CDs out of their trunk on the corner. Things are not what they used to be. Unfortunate. But also at the same time, it's also kind of fortunate, because sure, it gives more opportunities. You know what I mean? At what cost, though? Drink your water. All right, y'all. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for streaming the That's Sowdev podcast. We stay true and stay you. I wanted to just have a quick conversation about this, because it's been on my mind how, female rap just can't be free. It seems like jail and hell to be a female rapper. It does. So, girl, I'm not even going to get any further into this. I'm wrapping this up now, and I do appreciate you guys. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at That's Sowdev on Twitter, Instagram, and literally everywhere else. Eat some good food, drink some water today. Take care of yourselves, y'all. Okay? Because if you don't, who the hell else will? For real. All right, y'all. Thank you for streaming, and I will see you on the next podcast. Peace.